telesales market is changing thanks to three trends out there. The first way is a generational change. Coming into the workplace, into management, into sales is a whole new breed of manager, of rep. The second trend out there is that technology is playing a huge role in this evolution of telesales. We're now in a world where the internet, cell phones, texting, smartphones are giving us instant access to information and data in a split second. And that's what the marketplace wants today. And finally, the third trend out there is that the way we sell is changing. Recently in the National Post, there was an article indicating that field sales is actually declining. And I'm not surprised. Field sales is declining because people don't need to see a rep to the degree that they once did. All of those spell good news for companies who are savvy at using the phone to communicate. Well, some companies have responded very well in some of the progressive things that they've done. Most haven't. Most haven't because they haven't understood that the telephone can be used for something more than a simple transactional low-price sale. It can be used for complex multi-decision makers, high-ticket items. Once a company gets that in their mind, it'll change the way they approach the market and they'll be able to tap into those trends. I think sales executives, regardless of the medium, probably stay up for the same reasons. But in telesales, I think one of the key things, obviously, is revenues. Most companies want to improve their revenues, and what they're finding is that most of their revenues have flattened. And it's flattened because they're only allowing their reps to sell simple products to low-end markets instead of tapping into the bigger markets. The second thing that keeps them up at night is profitability. By its nature, telesales has traditionally been a high turnover market. They either don't get the right people, they don't train the right people, they don't coach them, and that costs them money that could be saving them a lot of points on margin. The final thing that keeps executives up at night is competition. With the growth of telesales is the growth of competition. They're like mushrooms sprouting all over the place. Everyone's getting on the bandwagon. The trouble is everyone's on a bandwagon and they're not very good at it, so it's hard for the consumer or the business buyer to differentiate one from the other. So the executive is saying, what do I do to make myself distinctive? From a telesales perspective, I think the number one thing that companies need to work on is hiring better people. The traditional way of hiring a telesales rep has been using field sales interview processes when it should all be done by phone. We need to test reps more to determine if they can work in a more confined environment. The second thing that a company needs to do to be successful in telesales is they've got to get their head a shake about the compensation programs. Most companies pay their telesales reps peanuts, and I can't really blame them because they've got them selling low-end products that are not producing tons of volume. But if we can get them to that next level, we need a better compensation program to get a better rep. And of course, the final thing that a company needs to do is they need to train their telesales reps just as they would their field sales reps. They should not treat them like the stepchildren of selling. And they need to coach them to death so that those skills become ingrained and honed and they master the art of selling by phone. I think there's only one thing that makes me stand out from the competitors, and that's results. Results, results, results. Sales results, profitability results. Now, those are big words, but I've been in the business now, business-to-business telesales, for almost 20 years. I have clients in the US, Canada, and Europe. With those clients, and they range in the hundreds, you learn a few things. You learn the landmines to avoid. You learn the things that are working strategically. You learn the things that you should be doing tactically. So in those 18 years, you put that together, you've got a strong case. I work exclusively in business-to-business telesales. I don't do consumer. I don't do field sales. It's not an oh by the way type of thing. I think finally, I've got a list as long as your arm of clients that are satisfied, that will testify to the results, and that keep me coming back.